chance.
Of course you did say that.
4-0 was
Check, check. 1, 2. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. I can go much higher, but Check, check, 1 2 1 2. Check, 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 1 2. Testing, testing, 1 2. About there.
Test, 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 test.
I'll get you
1
up
2
a little.
3.
Go on
Testing,
again.
testing. 1 2 3. Test, test, test.
Check, check, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. There you go.
Bravo, Phil. Great work, Phil.
Round 18 in NPL Victoria here at Frank Holohan Soccer Complex. And for these two teams, the picture couldn't be clearer. Only 3 points will do in the race for finals football. Dandenong City in 7th position. They can close the gap to Preston to 2 points tonight. Gully just a point behind them. And the other subplot at play, Green Gully looking to avenge their 5-0 defeat in the reverse fixture on their own turf. Gully's season has U-turned since that fateful night. But their form on the road is cause for concern, whereas Dandenong City have struggled to get points on their own deck, and with a 3-day turnaround from their heartbreaking penalty shootout exit in the Australia Cup on Tuesday night. There's a lot of heavy legs out there for Nick Tolios' team. We'll take you through the team news. 4 changes from that Cup 11. Matthew Marum returns to the bench, replaced by usual league goalkeeper Piers Clark. Danny Kim, Brad Plant and Kenny Athew also drop to the substitute spine. Kim, if he comes on, it will be his century of NPL Victoria appearances. Yagub Mustafa, Tim Atharinos and George Lambatarides come into the team, alongside Corey Sewell, Tom Yanakopoulos, Nathan Hancock, Jackson Lino, Diego Cuba, Jamie Latham and Will Bauer. For Gully, 3 changes, 2 of them enforced from the side that went scoreless against Port Melbourne in a draw last week on their 70th anniversary as a club. Jalil Regag and Paul Hodges are both suspended after picking up their 5th yellow cards of the season in that fixture. In comes Judd McDougall and Carl Imanzi to start. Maurice Nugent returns from his own yellow card suspension at the back. Liam Driscoll retains his place, so too Matt Crooks, Jacob Eliopoulos in just his 2nd game back from a major knee injury, Declan Wynn, Josh Hope, Scott Lockhead, Amir Abdallah and Gianluca Iannucci. As we kick off, Green Gully in their familiar stripes, kicking from right to left. Dandy City in the blue shorts and the white shirts. On the bench for Gully tonight, 2 changes. Ashton Alawalia and Jake Uritza come in. Uritza will make his senior debut if he's chosen to come off the pine by David Chick. Zach Pahalovic, Thomas Favero, Braden Portelli and Ellie Keefley still on the bench, as was the case last week. My name is Josh Parrish, and I've got another Josh alongside me in the commentary booth this evening. Josh Byrne, welcome.
Thank you, Josh. Just make it easy on everyone watching us. And yeah, as you mentioned, it may get a attempted cross into the box.
Well, we'll stay with play just for a moment as Corey Sewell's got free to deliver into the area. Atherinos is going to strike towards goal, and the first effort of the game floats well off target.
As I was going to say, it's who's going to be condemned to mid-table mediocrity today. Very much a mid-season six-pointer. You don't want to be too adrift of that top six. Then you don't want to have opened the door for that relegation battle as well. So they don't want to get drawn into that desperately for both teams.
Well, Gully was certainly a part of that picture at the start of the season, but have since elevated their aspirations. I think they're probably safe from that discussion, but not mathematically secure. So the top six is what they've got their sights set on. McDougall's header. Lampadarides misjudged it. He leaves it for Hancock. I'm speculating about Gully's lineup tonight as Abdallah pounces on the loose ball. He hits the deck in some pain. Abdallah reluctantly getting back to his feet. Looks like he had the wind taken out of his sails there.
Yeah, run into a brick wall right there, he did. And he's up, but he's slow to get up.
Well, it's McDougall and Eliopoulos as the central defensive duo. Nugent has gone into midfield. The versatile Irishman looks to be playing a lot further forward than usual. Long from McDougall. That's a decent ball too, and Iannucci has the chance to chip the goalkeeper. Head in hands for Gianluca Iannucci. Pierce Clark was stranded, and perhaps he should have done better there.
Yeah, that certainly looked like heavy legs from City. What, 3 days? 3 day turnaround is a bit of an ask on them. It's and going the full distance, full 120 minutes and penalties. So it's going to be a big ask. There's lots of changes, but is that going to help?
Well, Nathan Hancock won't enjoy seeing that one back. He was the most relieved man at Frank Holohan watching that one sail wide. Pretty innocuous, simple ball over the top from McDougall, and well, the endeavour of Iannucci, and as you say, the fatigue and heavy-leggedness of these Dandy City players turned it into a golden opportunity. Dandy City might have one of their own here as McDougall is in no man's land. So too the goalkeeper. Cleaned up effectively at the back by the 20-year-old. Yaqub Mustafa was closing fast.
Diego, stay where you are.
Mustafa's got that great turn of pace, so they'll probably look to use that quite often like that. Nice ball over the top.
Well, it's a different look up front for Dandy City tonight.
Yeah.
Usually you've got the target man, Kenny Athieu, playing that role, but while he is their top scorer this season, hasn't been converting his opportunities of late, and Mustafa's come in. Might also be a minutes management type thing after going the full 120 minutes on Tuesday. Imanzi. Iannucci, nice control off the chest, but the second touch didn't match. Blockhead. Josh Hope is playing through the middle, up top at the moment for Gully. Still no Casper Hallam for them, so both teams with different issues up top. In fact, Gully really haven't had an out-and-out striker all season long. Hallam more of a winger by trade, but he was playing through the middle up until his injury in the Dandenong Thunder game a few weeks ago. Which was Gully's last really good performance, in truth. Atherinos. Short one back from Sewell. This is Diego Cuba, entrusted with a start again tonight after playing most of his football off the bench this season. Cuba, the return ball for Mustafa. Cuba combining again. Latham, the former Gully player, hits the deck in rather theatrical fashion. And Batarides couldn't get there. Will Bauer can. and maintains position and attacking possession for his side. Lambatarides wearing the armband tonight, and the continued absence of captain Jack Webster. That's a lot of experience to be missing at the back, Josh.
Yeah, well, 300 plus games, and it's just that calm, cool head that he's shown throughout his years. And they've had to have a bit of a mismatch with Corey Saul only just coming back from suspension as well. So they've asked a lot of makeshift defence. That's a good ball out onto his camera side.
Good switch of play. Saul, Latham. Couldn't thread it through the gap. Declan Wynn goes back to McDougall to clear. Hancock. Cuba. Lovely touch from Diego Cuba. Sent Lockhead to the shops. Lockhead comes back in with a challenge. Lambatarides under pressure, and he rides the challenge from Scott Lockhead. A bit fortunate there, George Lambatarides.
Yeah, he's been his usual busy self, which is good to see. Getting a lot of the ball early, and that's how they like to play. They can do that with Latham as well. They had a good combination previously.
Atherinos. Bauer has to backtrack. Lino's up in support now. It's back to Atherinos, who picks out Lino. Jackson Lino runs into traffic. Won by Matty Crooks. Mustafa onto the loose ball. Sewell tries to force it through the middle. Lovely touch from Mustafa. Latham to the byline, and Amanzi will see it out for a corner. Again, promising build-up play from Dandenong City. No end product so far.
That's what they'll probably aim to do most of the day, is try and just keep that possession. Make Gully run. They've done all the running this week. They don't want to have to do it themselves.
This is Latham driven in hard. Sewell collects on the far side. Sewell to the back post. Mustafa is free, and Driscoll came out to punch. Still alive for Dandy City. Latham's ball in, and the flag has gone up against the corner taker.
I think that set play was attempted. It didn't quite come off, but it's there.
I'm not sure that's quite how they drew it up. Mustafa was in a good position. Latham just coming back from offside. Cuba. Mustafa gives Will Bauer something to chase. 3 in the box for Dandy City. Latham's at the far stick. He's going to have to chase this down. Sewell. Lambatarides. Helped on by Bauer. Lino's ball in. McDougall in the right spot at the right time. You could hear Nick Tolios on the effects mic decrying the lack of quality on the delivery from Lino. It's the right move. It was well worked. Still could be on for Dandy City. Crooks in the way. Maybe Gully have a pressure valve now. Lockhead skips away from the challenge. 1-2 with Hope. The return ball just offline, but it breaks free for Josh Hope. 2 for company, and he's done well to win a corner.
Gully's first sight of anything going forward, and looked relatively promising.
It's going to be Amir Abdullah to deliver. In swinger from the right-hand side with his left boot.
Can't say Gully's the tallest of teams going around.
They do have Eliopoulos back, which is a boon for their aerial threat. And Manzi's no slouch either. And as you say, they're not the most imposing team physically. More of a technical side. Abdullah's delivery, it's right on the goalkeeper, Pierce Clark, who punches clear. And now Mustafa turns on the afterburners to chase. Calmly back to Driscoll. It's really neatly done with Crooks.
He was the only one, Mustafa was the only one going forward there. He needed some sort of help.
Flicked on by Josh Hope. Being asked to play a role he's not all too familiar with. Lockhead. Looking for an angle. Can't find one. Plenty of time for Latham. See how wide Latham's playing in this midfield. It's almost like he's playing on the right wing.
Yeah, Latham gets a lot of free rein from Nick to kind of drift right across. You'll see him do that all game, from side to side.
This is Josh Hope. Overlap arriving from Crooks. Nugent. Well, that's a cheap turnover. Away come Dandy City. Probably the wrong choice of pass there. Latham was breaking down the right.
As the call for the press comes and no one moved, and Hope breaking forward here.
Josh Hope putting himself about in the physical duels. The defender's always favoured for that ball, and Pierce Clark will take no chances. Eliopoulos. Great to see Eliopoulos make such a quick recovery. We all feared the worst when he went down in round one, so it proved, but great to see him play a role this season. He's had, I believe, 2 ACL operations at least.
He's had a terrible time with injuries, and it's credit to the mentality of the player to want to keep coming back.
This is Mustafa. Mustafa's cut back. Mustafa again! And he forces a corner, deflected into the side netting.
He ended up just strolling through in the end.
It was rather pedestrian defending from Green Gully. Just running off the shoulder there between centre-back and full-back.
With a lacklustre attempted a clearance and fell straight back to him. Danger signs, they can't allow him to do that.
It's going to be Cuba to take this corner. No one on the end of it. Latham around the challenge of Imanzi, but shot was blocked by Lockhead. Now Lockhead trying to release to start the counter-attack. Abdallah being held, cynically so, and that will be the first booking of the game. Noah Langerak reaching for his pocket to show the yellow ticket to Jackson Lino.
Yeah, no hiding from that one. That was there every day of the week. Probably a long tightrope he's got to live up to now. He's it's only 15 minutes in, so they don't have the defensive stocks on the bench either, so it's going to be a bit of an ask.
Well, he's up against the reigning FV gold medalists on that flank, so
yes,
you don't want to see
ask.
A yellow ticket in the first 15 minutes. That's a major avenue for Gully to exploit now. Abdullah's free kick. Another scuffed delivery. Lockheed. Win. Declan Wynn has to send it forwards. And then a long range attempt skids through from Nugent straight to the goalkeeper. Sewell. Straight into touch. Josh Hope wants it. Flicks it around the corner. Oh, and Iannucci was goal side there, and that could be another yellow card. And so it is. Oh, Corey Sewell, the opposite fullback, into the book. And now Dandenong City have real problems on the flanks. And I believe that means that Corey Sewell will miss next week. Was yellow carded before the red card in the Dandenong derby, but even though he was already on a booking, it was a straight red. So therefore, it's 5 yellow cards and he's out for the following week.
Yes, that's hopefully he would have been told that, and Todd else probably would have been hoping that he didn't do something as silly as that. But poses a great opportunity for Gully to get those 2 fullbacks in pressure now.
One of 5 starting 11 players for Dandy City walking the tightrope tonight for a suspension. Iannucci. Oh, Iannucci off the posts! What an effort from Gianluca Iannucci. So nearly a wonder goal.
I think Clark may have misread this one just ever so slightly, or whether his wall's not set up.
There was a lot of curve on that one. Pierce Clark was not getting there.
No, straight up and over his head, that dip and curve.
Some goalkeepers will try and claim they had it covered when it hits the post. I don't think Pierce Clark can credibly claim that. Well, for all of Dandy City's early dominance of possession, it's been Gully with the 2 closest calls of the game, and they've both come off the boot of Gianluca Iannucci. Early lob chance after he was put through by a long ball from McDougall. Almost an action replay of the goal that Leighton Brooks scored against Dandy City here earlier this season. Except the ball didn't end up in the back of the net this time. Real defensive issues for the home side now. They have a chance to make something happen on the attacking end. Oh, it's an offside flag for a short corner. That's going to be
coach killer, that one.
Infuriating for the bench. Well, Gully aren't putting anyone on the posts tonight, and maybe it's for that reason.
It's right in the corner then, right in that corner, yeah? Where's he taking it? No, where's he taking it from? How's that taken? Oh my God. You guys, you know...
Bit of a generous interpretation of where that free kick was supposed to be.
Where's it?
Clark. Iannucci. Finding hope. Abdallah. Plenty of animated discussions on the touchline. Crooks. No way through. Gully had bodies forward. Cuba. Mustafa. Blockhead. Bring it back. Iannucci trying to play the killer pass for Abdallah. Pierce Clark scampers off his line and claims. I think there was a flag up on the far side anyway.
There's also a bit of afters with the tackle that broke that play, so just keep an eye on that as well.
Obvious tactical foul from Lockhead inside his own half. Attacker, so it won't result in a yellow ticket. Here's Amir Abdullah. He's got the pace to get there. Abdullah to the byline, and Pierce Clark claims. Josh Hope was waiting in the middle for the final pass, and he would have had a tap in.
Yeah, ended up being a very tamed cross in the end. Dare to say that they've got a fortunate deflection from the defender flying in.
I guess that's the downside of playing a left-footed winger on the right. Don't have his stronger foot for those crosses. Because he's more of a goal threat. Here comes Latham. Charging in field as Atharinos in support. Latham again, onto his left. Tees it up for the strike. And Cuba misses everything. He was in miles of space, but couldn't put his shot on target.
I wonder how long City can maintain this end-to-end play here. It's 21 minutes into the game, and anyone looking a bit leggy already.
It's been a very open game so far. Somehow we're still scoreless, but you can sense that both teams are willing to roll the dice tonight for 3 points and not settle for one. Such is the way the ladder falls. Crooks hooks it away from danger.
Well, this is the 8th time they've met, and it's 2 wins to Dandy, 3 draws and 2 wins to Gully, so there's not much in between them.
This is Saul picking out Atharinos. Mustafa. Ball trickles out. Hajduk ball. David Chick asking the question. This is Lambatarides, just off balance as he struck it. Yanakopoulos. Cuba. Latham. Oh, Hancock slipped at the crucial moment. Here comes Amanzi, but he can't quite make the most of his hard work. I suppose that's the ever-present threat of the way Dandy City are trying to play tonight. Gully winning it high and counter-attacking could be lethal.
Hancock's been caught twice already, and with your 2 fullbacks on cards, it's not going to be helpful. Got to be much more short on the ball.
Well, the 2 first-choice centre-backs unavailable. Jack Webster seemingly injured, and Gaku Anaba has received a long-term suspension, so the defensive depth has been really, really stretched. Declan Wynn thumped it clear. Ball stayed in play in the estimation of the assistant on the near side. Lambatarides. Atharinos. Atharinos to cross. Hooked away by Eliopoulos. Latham. Carves out space to turn and pick out the pass. Lambatarides got it caught between his feet.
Timmy will come. Timmy will come. Hey, good, Timmy, stay there.
Only get it clear as far as Iannucci, but Atharinos was waiting and he intercepts. Sewell.
Latham still getting his license to drift around and be involved as best as he can, as he now pushes Central to try and receive the ball again.
This is Cuba. Ball springs free. It was a trailing arm from Carlamanzi, but Cuban staff are adjudged to have brought him to the ground. McDougall.
After a frantic 5 minutes or so, both teams seem to have tried to settle on the ball a bit more.
And Matt Crooks fancies a more direct route to goal, apparently. Hancock will go back to Clark.
Commentators curse as soon as I said it.
This is 2 long balls in a row. This is Will Bauer. Squares up with McDougall. Bauer. Great pick out to find Sewell. And Iannucci forced to concede another corner. Let's see if one of Hajduk's rehearsed routines can come off this time. They've been flagged for offside the previous 2 attempts from this side. Again, thought about the short one. It will be cut back to Atharinos. He'll shoot! And tipped around the near post by Driscoll.
Had him worried. I don't think it would have crept in that bottom corner, but still had him scrambling.
The strike took a slight deflection on the way as well, which makes it even more difficult to judge. Latham driven into the front post, ends up in the side netting, and we'll have another corner. Take 3 for Jamie Latham. None of them have been conventional deliveries.
Walks away and lets somebody else. Cubo's going to have a go this time.
Diego Cuba to the penalty spot. Comes out for the strike. And Corey Sewell, well, his attempted shot ends up straight back where it came from. Atharinos hammered it into the box. Abdallah trying to dribble through a phone box there. And then Iannucci has to be offside.
Yes.
It's a good call from the assistant. We were almost directly in line in our commentary position. I think your hand went up as well, Josh.
Yes. Old habits die hard right there. As soon as that ball was looking like it was going to get past, I was like, yep, he's offside. But the threat was there, and mind you, it was only inches away from being through on goal.
Crooks. Onto the chest of Hope. Lovely knockdown from Josh Hope there.
Timmy, stay there, Timmy! Timmy, stay inside!
In a real watchable contest so far. Who will strike first? Who will draw first blood in this final 6-pointer? Amanzi on the spin. Fouled by Latham.
Gully have also chopped and changed their wingers. The last couple of attacks going forward. See if they can put pressure on. Well, both fullbacks are booked, so different dynamic of who they're up against.
We're trying to go around the outside and force them into a tackle they don't want to make. A bit more width in the Gully attack could do no harm. Whistle goes for a challenge on Cuba. I think Imanzi was the guilty party.
Yeah, just impeding his progress there.
Yanakopoulos. Has to involve Clark. Josh Hope doing the hard yards. It's a good switch of play from Hancock. Bauer for Lino. Lino's ball in. It's knocked away from danger by McDougall.
Managing to get in behind City, but just that final pass, final touch is what's eluded them so far. And if they do, that could be a dangerous night for Gully. But they're managing to survive so far.
Heavy touch from Lino. Battles to win it back and then hits the deck heavily. No whistle from Noah Langarak, who was right on the scene. Hope. Nugent let it run. Lockhead putting Abdallah into space. Abdallah with the early attempt. It was audacious, but it was easily marshalled by the goalkeeper. Just trying to catch the keeper unawares, maybe out of position.
Yeah, it's worth a go. He needs some help out on that far side, and he does.
Back as far as Cuba. Lambatoridis fancies the shots. 2 deflections, and spooned kindly up for Liam Driscoll. Say whoever designed these Green Gully jerseys didn't have the commentary team in mind. It's like a magic eye photo looking at the back of these kits. So apologies if we get any names wrong or mistaken identities.
Yes, and it's white on white as well, which is white of Dandenong and white of Gully. So I do apologise.
Into space. Oh, and there's 2 in the middle for Gully, and Abdallah couldn't collect. Or connect, rather. Declan Wynn recycles back out to Amanzi. It's a promising move again.
Just begging for someone just to touch anything. It needs to be foot, could have been anything. Lambatoridis well won. Latham driving in.
This is Atharinos in support down the right. McDougall. It's off the shins of Nugent, and yet another Dandenong City corner.
Gully's just not clearing their lines when they're winning the ball back, but just getting pressured out.
It's got to be at least number 5 for Hajduk tonight. Haven't made the most of their set pieces so far, but maybe extended pressure will tell.
They've given up on that short one as well, with Cuba going out. Latham's given up on the short one, I think.
Waiting for the ball to spill to him for a first-time shot. Jamie Latham. Everyone else piles into the box. Atharinos is offering short, but I think this one's going straight into the mixer, and so it proves. Cuba well ahead of the front post. It's going to be a goal kick, much to the disbelief of the Dandenong City attackers.
Really haven't made a headway with any of these corners. It's wasted opportunities. They can barely beat the first man.
Neither of these two sides is in particularly strong form at the minute. Both have gone down in those crucial head-to-head matchups with Hume, which has seen Hume advance to 5th in the table, but Dandenong City without a win in 4 games in all competitions. And Green Gully have lost their last 3 on the road, shipping 3 goals in each of those. So something has to give.
Yeah, the manner in what the loss against South during the week is probably a bigger one as well, having to go all the full penalties and everything, and didn't want to go all the way and still lost.
It's got to be the worst way to lose. All that extra effort for nothing in the end. Here comes Imanzi galloping clear. Lockhead. Lockhead's ball in. Abdallah stretching. I thought the early ball was on to Josh Hope there.
Yeah, he covered some great ground to assist with the attack, and just bypassed him, and him on the run would have been better.
It's a much lower percentage ball to try and swing it in. He's Atherinos in behind his fullback. Atherinos with the cutback. Jamie Latham took a touch when he didn't have time. Lambatarides now. And it shot cannons into the legs of Crooks. Will spring Lockhead away. Too heavy, but falls kindly for Gully. Crooks finding Abdallah. End-to-end action at Frank Holohan. Abdallah turns on the style, but is crowded out by too many bodies. Will Bauer back the other way. Can't find a teammate. It's dribblers running into cul-de-sacs left, right and centre. Like a basketball game the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, as everyone suddenly paused and took a big deep breath there. Everyone just happy, sat on the ball and just breathe for a sec. Let everyone have a moment.
Crooks tries to force it through. Clark. Over hit and into touch from Pierce Clark. Declan Wynn being called back for your paces.
And wandered straight back up.
That's what always happens. It's a thankless task trying to police that, honestly. I guess as a referee, it's a matter of picking your battles sometimes.
Yes, halfway line you can be forgiven to be a bit lenient. Closer to the goal, not so much.
Saul. It's the first time switch in the direction of Mustafa. Chance for Yaqub Mustafa to go at Crooks. It's been forced backwards. Yannikopoulos. Dandy City look to draw Gully out of their defensive shape. Latham. Saul.
Gully sitting in well with those two big banks of 4.
Eventually penalised. It was Nugent who was a little overly physical with Jackson Leno there on the left. Stop passing backwards is the message from Nick Tolios on the touchline. So, Atherinos. Sewell is back in support now. Crosses first time. No way pass. Maurice Nugent protecting his back line.
Relatively good opening when they did pass forward. So good coaching from Nick.
Not sure if the players heard it, or whether it was more of muttering in frustration to himself. But here goes Lockhead for Hope, and Gully are away in transition. Or flying in with the tackle was Yiannakopoulos, and it's a penalty. Dandy City arguing the contact was outside the area. Green Gully's bench calling for the yellow card, which surely it will be. Well, perhaps not. It's an important decision because Yiannakopoulos is on 4 yellows for the season, so looks like he might get away with one. He hasn't got away with the challenge.
Double jeopardy kind of style on that one.
Oh, a controversial moment in this game. Maybe the contact just continues into the area. It's a close one.
I think at the end is his back leg that catches him, I think.
Right.
It's the one that's the legs in just inside the box by this camera angle.
It's a close run thing. That means Green Gully have a spot kick. And who else but Amir Abdallah to step up and take it in the shadows of half time. He's had a good record from 12 yards this season. Was denied though by Jamie Young against Dandenong Thunder a few weeks ago. Amidst the jeers of the home fans, up steps Amir Abdallah, saved by Clark, and the rebound is missed! And Amir Abdallah is hearing all about it from the Dandenong City players. It has kicked off. The reigning gold medalist with one of the misses of the season. He had the goal at his mercy on the second attempt and blazes it wide.
The instigators here, Cuba and alike, probably might get a book in here. Yep.
Yellow cards all around for that one. Maurice Nugent in the book as well. Goodness me, that's a rough one to look back at. Fabulous save from Clark from the initial penalty. But the rebounds. There was a lot of net to aim at. Yes, you've got the goalkeeper and all the Dandenong City defenders closing you down, but a player of Amir Abdallah's qualities simply has to hit the target. Well, real spice to this game now after the reaction to that penalty miss. Another errant challenge comes flying in.
Just got to be careful with the way he's spoken to the ref there. You can hear him up here.
Two minutes up on the fourth officials board to end this half. Lamberta-Rees. Stuffer and Lino combining, but it breaks down at the crucial moment. Clark. Latham first time, sends it wide for Mustafa. And sprints wide to the left for the return ball. It's Latham. Decent shape on the cross. Comes out for the strike. There were bodies in the way. Thankfully for Green Gully's sake, that was really firmly struck.
happy to put his body on the line there and put the big head in the way.
Long throw. Won't sit for Dandy City. Yanakopoulos has Hope hot on his heels. Clark. Sewell running on the blind side of Declan Wynn there. He's got himself in a tangle. Sewell. Atharinos. Atharinos onto his left. Tough a shout for handball, but the arms were well tucked in there from Maurice Nugent. Josh Hope goes over, and there will be a free kick belatedly, but correctly awarded.
Couple of talking points. Definitely wasn't a hard ball, but well refereed with the trying to allow the advantage to play. So we tick into the last moments of first half. Easily dealt with in the end, and there's Noah's.
Well, it's the first half coming to a close here, and somehow it's remained scoreless. Green Gully have struck the woodwork and seen a spot kick denied. Amir Abdullah, his efforts saved by the lunging Pierce Clark, and then the rebound spooned wildly off target, much to the delight of the assembled Dandenong City players. Real feeling between these two sides after the way this fixture panned out earlier this campaign. welcome. And we're away for the second half. Dandenong City 0, Green Gully 0 at the break. Green Gully will be ruining the golden chance they passed up. Amir Abdullah, the reigning gold medalist, with one of the misses of the season. They've been threatening on the break all night. Dandenong City with plenty of possession and territory, but little to show for it, either on the stat sheet or the scoreboard. Scott Lockhead. Hope. Josh Hope. Still Josh Hope somehow. And it trickles wide. Well, it looked like he'd been dispossessed. Ball ricocheted back into his path, but couldn't readjust his body and send that one on target.
Playing out of position. We haven't seen too much of him today. He's tried to play that high 9 and then dropping in and a false 9, and just hasn't worked for them so far.
There's been a shortage in that striker department for plenty of teams this season, Gully included. The Scotsman they brought in pre-season didn't work out. He's already departed the club by all reports. Nugent has Bauer running on his blind side, and he's in a bit of trouble here. Will Bauer off his right boot. Just about curled it home. That's his weaker right. There's a decent effort from Will Bauer into the advertising hoardings, and that chance goes begging for Dandenong City.
Yeah, it is a cold night, and they clearly haven't come out to the second half just yet. Haven't woken up, and that's what coaching staff screaming at them. But it still doesn't go down as a shot on target for City, who had a lot of pressure, but nothing. It's a big ball over the top.
Abdullah could be in, but the bounce of the ball ends up with Pierce Clark. Liam Driscoll yet to make a save of note, really. It was one shot that he turned around the post, but it was probably going off target anyway. Oh, Atherinos off the volley! And the daisy cutter skids wide of the far post. That would have been spectacular from Timothy Atherinos.
And again, lackadaisy defending. They certainly haven't come out in this second half. Well, the back four haven't anyway. It's been caught twice there. Just statues.
Atherinos is no stranger from a spectacular effort. He scored 7 goals last season, and 3 of those came from well outside the penalty area. Latham under pressure, had to get rid of it. Crooks the same. Lino closed down by Imanzi. Heliopoulos. Oh, his clearance falls straight to Latham. There goes Diego Cuba. Forced off balance by Wynn. It's back with Latham. Getting his fullbacks involved. Lockhead. Nicked away from him by Latham. Latham has his sights set on goal. And it's straight to Liam Driscoll. And finally, Dandenong City have a shot unequivocally on target.
It's only taken them 48 minutes.
Anacopoulos and Hope go at it. Bauer had his legs taken away from him. And Hope got rid of the ball. Dandenong City calling for a yellow card for the delay of the restart. Leniency applied.
Yeah, first offence, first one. Well and truly noted of anybody does that again, it's going to be a straight yellow, but got away with it there, I think.
Hope. Oh, there's a slip in the back line. Hancock in all sorts of trouble. And he's bailed out by Lambateridis. Helped on by Mustafa. Nugent coming back to help.
Hancock did that twice or 3 times in the first half, so you would have thought he may have changed his boots, but clearly not, and putting himself and team under pressure there yet again.
You see Nugent has dropped into a back 3 when Gully are building up, so a bit of a tactical tweak from David Chick at half-time. He looked to be playing more in front of a back 4 as a defensive midfielder in the first half, but he can play there.
They tipped it back into a back 5 now, have they?
Looks like it.
Yeah.
Helped on by Bauer. It's going to be a Gully ball. Hope. Crooks. Nugent. Atherinos closing down Driscoll. Cuba. Shout for a handball against Nugent. That was a suspicious one from the Irishman.
I hate to say it, but that certainly looked like a handball.
Mustafa. Maybe he's off his leg in the end.
He's had his
arms outstretched there.
Yeah, and he tried to play it to say it looked like he off his knee, but I think it was off a bit of both.
Here we go, Dandenong City in behind. Bauer, the cutback! And from point blank range, Mustafa fires straight at Driscoll.
Anywhere else and that's in. Anywhere else and that's beaten Driscoll.
It was the long throw quickly taken by Diego Cuba. Bauer to the byline and Mustafa simply has to score. And that's 2 glorious opportunities missed by either side at the same end of the pitch.
It's a late one there, that's going to be a card.
Certainly a yellow for Scott Lockhead. Well, and he was walking the tightrope, I believe. He's going to miss next week.
He's also walking the tightrope in this game. He got spoken to twice in the first half, and no hesitation from young Noah. He's up, at least. That's a good sign.
And Cuba can stay on the pitch because his opponent has received the yellow card. Latham looking for the short free kick. Gets it back off Mustafa. Hope alleging a shove in the back. Ball comes out as far as Sewell. Lambateridis. Lino.
Hancock stayed up. He's now slowly drifting back. The defenders wanted to drift back.
Clark puts up possession. McDougall. A real moonraker of a clearance. And there's a flag up on the near side. Flag coming back from an offside position, but it's a wasted quick free kick.
If you can put that down to tired legs, tired mind, that might start creeping into City's game as the if it stays 0-0.
I wonder whether they have to score now. How much will they have left in the legs for the final 15 minutes? Atherinos would do just that. He's won a corner at least.
When you've got the likes of Plant, who's in good goal scoring form as well, and a few to come off the bench as options, it's there as tacking.
Of course, 4 of these players didn't start on Tuesday, so got a bit more in the tank. Latham driven to the back post. Giannakopoulos rising. He's back into the danger zone. Atherinos. Neat turn. Can't escape the attentions of 3 Gully defenders surrounding him. Josh Hope running into the channel. New flag against Hope. Lockheads. Can't fashion space for the shot. Crossed in first time from Wynn. Crooks. Waiting for it to drop. Emanzi. Iannucci wanted it to feet. Instead it ends up back with Scott Lockhead. Tolios urging his defence to move higher. Wynn. Driven in low by Declan Wynn. It's going to be a Hajduk ball. Throw in bought by Corey Sewell.
Dandenong did well to not lunge in. They had a couple of opportunities and they could have got caught.
This is Abdallah. And one back by Emanzi. Abdallah. Beautifully measured pass. Emanzi hits the deck. And that is going to be a free kick.
It's gone straight through the back of him there.
Assistant was flagging for the free kick.
Yeah, no intention to play the ball there. He's just bundled straight through the back of him.
The medical team's been called on for Carl Emanzi, who fell heavily.
That's what Gully wants to do, get into those 2 wingers that are on the yellow cards already.
This is Amir Abdallah territory. Seen him score from more outrageous angles than this. Favours the left footer if it's a shot. Maybe she's an option to cross. It looks like Amir Abdallah has his sights set in this one. Abdallah. It's into the mixer instead. And well dealt with by Dandy City.
bit too of a cute angle to probably was the right option to just put it into the mixer. Could have gone anywhere. Just needed a little touch from somebody.
To say Abdallah in his pomp last season would have gone for goal from there, no question. Maybe lacking a little bit of confidence after his penalty miss in the first half. Jackson Leno is collected. So now sparks flying off the ball. Matt Crooks and Yagub Mustafa. Heliopolis not impressed either.
It's all a bit muskets at 20 yards.
We're back underway after flared tempers. Driscoll coming out, he doesn't claim! And the whistle's already gone. McDougall was down. He's back up on his feet now. Is that Nathan Hancock?
Yeah, I think it might be down. Reviving in pain though, I must say. So hopefully nothing too sinister. The knee or elbow of Driscoll's gone into him, I think.
Yeah, collision with the goalkeeper. That's a painful one.
Not expecting it back to play.
That's the last thing that Dandy City need, is an injury to a central defender.
As he opened uppercut, by the way he was...
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah.
Maybe just on the eyebrow, which is always a tough spot.
Give him the old mummification with as much tape as you can and send him back on.
Looks like he's right on the top of his head, actually.
Oh, he's going to ruin the lovely blonde locks. I'm just jealous, Josh.
Dandenong City temporarily down to 10 as Lambatarides deputises in the centre of defence for now. Huber running it back off Wynn. Oh, Bauer. Great feet from Bauer, and he's around Heliopolis and wins the free kick. Begging for a booking as well. There's been a lot of paperwork already done tonight. A few more Christmas cards on the way, perhaps.
Probably got away with that one. That's a bit of leniency shown by Noah there, but
it's going to be Latham over the dead ball. It's been very stop-start. All these fouls. Yanakopoulos. Free header for Amanzi. Hope. Dandy City still down to 10. Iannucci. As Crooks can't get there ahead of Mustafa. Those two have their roles reversed for a moment. Mustafa racing back to defend against the right fullback.
The fourth official may as well take a deck chair and sit in there with Nick Teolios. He's had conversation nearly all half of him.
Iannucci. Oh, Pierce Clark is a long way from home. Iannucci from the angle and a goal-saving block from Yanakopoulos. Goodness me.
Clark in absolute no man's land.
He was at sea, the goalkeeper. It's underneath this and makes a dive for the cameras just to compose himself.
He's make sure he thanks his teammate for that one. Saved his blushes.
It's going to be Jake Noble to come on for Dandenong City. They're down to the bare bones at the back, really. Noble's more of a fullback in truth. Maybe Corey Sewell could play centre back, or see what they do. One for Hope to chase. It's the short-handed City. Again, it's Yiannakopoulos who comes across. They're begging to make that substitution. Here comes Jake Noble to replace the injured Nathan Hancock, who had claret pouring from a cut on his head.
Looks like they're struggling to patch him up.
Can't wait forever. When you're short in central defence. Abdallah, back post, looping header is claimed by Clark. There's Eliopoulos with the efforts, and the quick release from Clark. It's goalkeeper to goalkeeper. Driscoll.
Snow on that one.
Especially tonight. There's some altitude on that kick from Liam Driscoll. Hope.
Certainly looks like Sewell's gone into that central defensive role, and Noble's probably playing at the fullback role.
That's more his natural position, Jake Noble. Corey Sewell, Mr. Versatile, plugging gaps whenever Dandenong City need him to. Had a lot of left back this year as well, so it's ticking off every position in the back line for him. Latham. Bauer. Will Bauer wants it on his left boot! Driscoll with the flying save. It was an awkward one with the trailing arm. Oh, cheap free kick given away by Abdallah. I was none the wiser, Josh. I don't know if you had any idea.
I think it was Hope jumped into him.
Right, it's okay.
He didn't. Hope didn't really challenge for the ball. He just kind of jumped at the player. So I think that one's a cheap one and an easy one to give. It was there.
Noble. Noble's cross. Second attempt is repelled by Nugent. Get it back. Away by Eliopoulos and then Crooks. Anywhere will do. How's your touch, Nick Tolias? Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Sewell. Punches one through the lines. But it eludes Will Bauer. Nugent. Hope. Helped on. Corey Sewell.
That's to us.
I think he was aiming for our cameraman, but not quite. No more warnings with the positions of the throw-ins. That Crook's forced to retake.
It ends up in the same spot.
Yeah, he's going to wander forward anyway. It's always how it goes. As a referee, wondering how much of a pain in the arse am I going to be today. Matharinos. Iannucci. Nugent. Oh, the nutmeg from Nugent. It pans out better for Dandy City. It does for the visitors. Oh, that was free man on the near side. Will Bauer didn't spot him. Well, at least didn't have an angle. Latham. I'd love to see his GPS stats after the game. He has been everywhere.
That's what he does well. He's just that busy player. Gets involved, links play. Let's Lambaridis and alike stay central.
Frustration from the Gully bench as the whistle goes against Amanzi. Lino. Therinos. 20 minutes to play at Frank Holohan. A draw does neither side any good. They both have to roll the dice here. Bauer in swinger. Easily away by the three men in central defence for Green Gully who've repelled those crosses. Atherinos is offside. Tried to dummy it at the last moment. Will be Gully who make their first change. Gianluca Iannucci has been really quiet in this second half, it must be said. Struck the post in the first. But Ellie Keefley will come on in his stead.
He's also been booked, so get him off.
Well, Keefley scored his first NPL goal a few weeks ago, and the second followed pretty quickly thereafter. He's played largely as a substitute this season, but the young man can be a spark plug up top, and that's what Gully need right now. Keefley. Abdallah. McDougall. No way through. Goes Atherinos. Mustafa overhits. Oh, and there's an incident off the ball, and Latham is going to be booked. And he's going to miss next week. Oh, Dandenong City might have to field the under-23s with all these suspensions.
Yeah, geez, that's silly from him. He didn't need to touch him. Didn't need to do anything to him. He just gives him a healthy shove over and a trip over. And it looks like Kenny a few might be coming on.
Well, I think they need a big body to compete with those three centre halves. They've struggled to effectively threaten from balls in from the wings, crosses in this second half. Not been effective. And King Kenny, the logical choice. Clark to clear. Imanzi. Lockheads. Heavy traffic. Nugent. And Dandy City call for the change. It's a triple substitution. Jamie Latham, Will Bauer, and Yagub Mustafa will all be withdrawn. And on comes all of their attacking options. Valley Chesnick, Kenny Athew, and Brad Platt. Completely different look up top now. Josh, what do you make of those changes?
I think the change the dynamic as well up forward with Kenny Athew winning a header to flick on and holding up the ball for those two now very quick wingers.
Confirmation of that last sub from the fourth official. Never envy them when they have to make a triple sub and then change the numbers really quickly.
Yes, it tests people's ability to use an old school board,
flippable board.
A lot of them around the league are quite broken as well, so you can't display every number in the book. Always used to be a pet peeve of mine.
Quick switch of play falls short of Atharinos. Abdallah. Lino nips in. Brilliant from Jackson Lino. Atharinos. Now there's Chesnick. Chesnick threads it through. Plant went to ground. No whistle. In fact, he was just waiting for advantage. Jersey City are baying for another booking.
You just booked me for running and the guy tripping over when I'm running. I was running, bro.
You can probably hear the bench are thinking it's a card.
What? Oh, fucking on his edge of his box.
It's going to be Diego Cuba over the free kick.
Struggled with his corners, so let's hope a bit more direct.
Come on, Diego.
Cuba. 4 in the wall for Green Gully. It's Diego Cuba. It was a good shape on it too. Too close to Liam Driscoll in the end.
He didn't have the whip, didn't have the pace to beat him.
Driscoll set his wall well as well. He had a clear view of the ball. Moved early. Used his feet. That's textbook goalkeeping. Save you'd expect him to make, but to hold it was excellent work from the Gully keeper.
Made it look tamed.
Gully Chesnick now. Noble. Substitutes combined. No one at the front post to contest. Cuba. Temperature has really dropped here at Frank Holohan. It is freezing out there. The fog descending. Might be a case of which team, as they say them. It's a dead cliche, but which team wants it more in these conditions? Every challenge is going to sting that little bit more. Plant. Oh, cleverly done. Brad Plant to evade the attentions of 2 defenders. Now he jinks onto his left boot. Diving header away from Eliopoulos. Atharinos. Can't shake off Crooks. Calmly done by Yanakopoulos. Now here's Chesnick. Noble. He's left it short, Jake Noble. And Scott Lockhead wins a pressure relieving free kick. As Dandenong City make their 5th and final change. And it's going to be the 100 gamer. Danny Kim comes on to complete his NPL Victoria ton. And he'll take the armband with him as well. Lambatoridis goes to the bench to make way for the milestone man.
Yeah, he's had stints around the league.
Former Green Gully player, of course.
Yes, and up in Brisbane as well for the Lions and Brisbane Roar, and a stint in Singapore as well, which is
well travelled. He's brought up the ton here in Victoria. And now with his first involvement, Danny Kim sees his shot blocked. Away by McDougall. Atharinos. Oh, Brad Plant, pocket of space for him. And it's too tame. Liam Driscoll again makes it look easy. Oh, it's come off a hand from Yanakopoulos, but unintentional. And that's a pass that's been left short, letting in Abdallah. Hope. Josh Hope prompting the run of Crooks. Off Lino, who'll avoid the concession of the corner.
Yes, Candy, hold that.
Kenny has his pocket picked by Amanzi, who skips past the challenge of Plant.
They double teamed him well there, and that's a plan from the get-go that you could see. That's double team him any chance they get to make sure he can't bring it down and feed somebody else.
Well, the last thing you want is for your central defender to overcommit and let him roll you. Stay goal side, have your teammate in midfield come and apply the pressure to the ball. Declan Wynn, New Zealand international.
Good notes!
Trying to get the cross back into the box and only concede the throw.
How late is Chick going to leave his options on the bench? Been frantically warming up for the last 20 minutes.
It's a very young bench from Green Gully's perspective, so maybe more reticent to use those players that have been promoted from the youth ranks. At the average age of Dandy City's bench, it's a lot more experienced players in their mid-20s at least, and seasoned campaigners, whereas likes of Zach Pahalovic or Braden Portelli or even Jake Uritza, which would be a debut. Kim, real chance for Dandy City now is Atharinos. Oh, and Plant, Brad Plant spoons it over the bar. What a chance.
Oh, the seas parted for him. But is it coming? Is the tide turning towards City here?
You thought the script was written for Plant.
Yeah, all three of his goals this season have come off the bench.
Great opportunity. Perhaps McDougall just does enough to put him off. Yanakopoulos wins the header. Drops to Lockhead. Lockhead is now followed David Chick to 4 separate NPL Victoria clubs. The Scotsman. That's a heavy fall for Amanzi.
Our boy's looking at the ball. He's not done anything.
So just an unfortunate footballing incident. It's nothing too sinister in it. It's a 6-foot-plus player going over a 5-foot player. Unfortunately, it's a height disadvantage or advantage.
Our player's looking at the ball. He's gone over the top of him. No? What did you say? You think it's tunneling and he's got front position? Usually the other way.
Did hold his ground.
Plant might be a little hard done by there, to be honest. It looked worse on first viewing than it does at the replay. Meanwhile, Carl Amanzi is going to have to come off for a moment. Receiving treatment for the second time tonight. Nugent's not happy with the options in front of him. Taking a long time over this free kick. Eventually he goes down the line to Crooks. Crooks with a cutback. It'll drop as far as Keithley. Hacked away by Lino. Only as far as Carl Amanzi, who's returned to the action. Amanzi's shot is blocked. Yanakopoulos. He's had a few heroic blocks tonight. Plant. Atharinos. Touch from Matthew. Brad Plant again. Fancy footwork from Plant. Gets to the byline. And then the deflection takes all the sting out of the cutback. Straight to the goalkeeper. It's unfortunate for Dandy City. Plant had done all the hard work down the line.
And it's just that final final ball, final pass in, final anything is lacking for both teams. So the story of today, unfortunately.
Score update from Jack Edwards reserve. The Oakley Cannons comeback might be on. Oh, victory with 3-0 up. It's 4-2 now. Plants. Atherinos. Cuba. Plants. Atherinos for Athu. And he passed up the shot. And in the end, it's a wasted ball. Neither here nor there for Valley Chesnick. Again, another nice attacking move from Dandy City, but they just haven't pulled the trigger or found that final pass.
It's a shot and angle from Kenny there just would have sufficed, to be honest.
Chesnick. Ball's trickled out of play. Yeah, throw in for the home side anyway. And now, Gully go to their bench. Maurice Nugent is going to come off for Braden Portelli, so that's an attacking change. Portelli will go straight up top, and they'll go back to a back four. So Gully making their intentions clear for the last 5 minutes. They are rolling the dice. Remember, a draw does neither side particularly any good. Atherinos. Atherinos has his sights on goal, but was never anywhere near the target.
Bit more of a attacking angle is good to see, though. It's what Nick Tolios would have wanted from the 3 changes up forward.
Manzi's header. Abdallah. Oh, Driscoll's gone down.
He's done something.
Well, the players will take the opportunity to go to the bench and refuel. That's the last thing that Green Gully needs. Their backup keeper is already out with a long-term injury, Lawrence Caruso. So it will be the third choice, Thomas Favero, who's already been called up once this season.
Oh, and he's kicked the ball and dropped. He's certainly done something.
Well, he's been in and out with injury this season, Driscoll. He's hurt himself against Port Melbourne, I believe.
It's the curse of the cold night. He's clutching his thigh.
A similar situation as well, if I recall correctly, earlier this season, taking a goal kick, Liam Driscoll. So he's had some various muscular problems.
It's that cold night. It's not going to be nice.
Thomas Favero is warming up.
Looking for his second appearance. But he's just goes up.
Might have a teammate taking his goal kicks and free kicks for the rest of the game.
Yeah, might be a throwing the ball out rather than kicking it.
I say he's warming up. It's pretty hard to warm up on a night like this. He's got bitterly cold in this second half. The temperature has sunk. Trying our best not to shiver into the microphones as we bring you the climax of this game. We'll have a fair chunk of stoppage time up on the board now as well in a moment. Restart with a Gully ball. Win. Up to Keithley. Hope. Josh Hope to the byline. Portelli! Massive shout for handball. The Gully bench are up in arms as 5 minutes goes up on the fourth officials board to end this game. They were certain they had a second spot kick of the evening. I'll say it was hard to tell from our angle. Now Dandy City on the attack. Chesnick twisting and turning. Chesnick beaten away by Driscoll.
I can't see from here.
Oh, it strikes an arm, doesn't it? Well, I think Dandenong City incredibly fortunate to avoid a spot kick as cards are shown to the Gully bench for their reaction.
Yeah, it's unfortunate with the being able to hear everything up here.
Keithley. Turning on the accelerator. It's not enough to beat Valley Chesnick. You can feel the intensity in this one now. Plenty of feelings. Strong feelings in this game. When you think about what's riding on it, it's understandable. Abdallah. Oh, Portelli. Stayed on side. Keithley. Atharinos hacks it away. Heliopoulos.
That's a late one.
Plant has made late contact. This one's boiled over again. Yellow card for Brad Plant. Oh, we hope it's nothing serious for Heliopoulos.
Does already have quite heavy strapping on that knee. Was a little bit late.
Hey, Noah! It's there! Fourthie, it's you! Fourthie, it's there! Fourthie!
Matt Crooks is going to take the free kick.
It's there!
Heliopoulos back to his feet, thankfully. Crooks knocks a long diagonal into the box. Flicked on goalwards by Josh Hope. But it's a comfortable save for Clark. And you wonder if this winning goal is ever going to arrive now.
Both teams have huffed and puffed, but hasn't really been anything to...
It's going to be a Dandy City ball. Lockhead goes back, shaking his head in disgust. McDougall. Portelli. Lockhead. Keithley. Reverse pass to Hope. Could there be a final sting in the tail? Crooks into the box. Lockhead was waiting. Hope strikes goalwards. And the effort deflects and it's hooked away from trouble. Imanzi hits the deck again. Another free kick for Gully. And they'll pile bodies forward for maybe one last hurrah. Amir Abdallah over the set piece. Everything on this. Abdallah's ball comes up short. Crooks. Precious seconds ticking away for both these sides. Lino, missed clearance. Yannikopoulos is there. And that's full time. And it's a result that's devastating for both teams. The game they couldn't afford to draw ends in a stalemate.
Yeah, it doesn't help both teams, but they'll happily take that rather than the loss, both of them. And City, after a poor run of form, will take a point. Same with Gully as well. Put some emphasis on some future fixtures.
Well, Hume City and Preston Lions watching this will be absolutely delighted with that. It keeps the gap. Could open up further based on the results tomorrow and Sunday. Both teams had their chances. Amir Abdallah's missed penalty and follow-up. And at the same end, to start the second half, Yagub Mustafa's point-blank range shot straight at Liam Driscoll. Those two misses will be keeping them up tonight. Josh Byrne, thank you for your company. I've been Josh Parrish, and it's finished all square here at Frank Holohan. Dandenong City 0, Green Gully 0.